Alright, here we are back out in the shop again. I apologize again for the background noise. It's steel roof and pouring rain. Seem to be lucking out on the timing here. Anyway, what I'm out here in the shop to look at today is a new product from Exile Machine. They were nice enough to send this to me. It is their Headbutt. It's an adapter for a shotgun stock on an AR-15. Let me pull it out of the package here. Very small part here, and it comes with all the mounting hardware that you need to install this. As far as the bolt for the stock goes, they give you the dimensions, but you'll have to pick that up on your own depending on what stock you're actually running. It uses the Mossberg 500 stock. I don't, unfortunately, I own Remington shotguns, no Mossberg, so I had to track down a stock to borrow for this. Thanks to my buddy Jeff for loaning this to me. So it took me a couple extra days to get all the parts together to install this. However, I have everything I need now. I'm going to be putting this stock adapter onto this rifle here. This is Fax Arm Firearms ARAC 21 upper on a James Madison Tactical 80% lower that I built. Currently it has the Thordson custom stock on it, so I figured it was the most similar stock setup that I currently have to what this offers. So it made the most sense to swap this one over as far as comparisons go. So let's get into this and we'll see what we got. All right, so normally in the past you've seen me just kind of chuck the instructions aside. For this one I decided to take a quick look at them, which I'm glad I did. Exile Machine was nice enough to send me the mounting hardware for this, giving me a couple different stock options to try. Like I said, it does not come included with that, but it does give you the dimensions for the stock, or the mounting hardware you would need for the stock, depending on which stock you're using. The two they specifically list are the Magpul, their part number MAG-490, which is the stock for the Magpul stock for the Mossberg 500, or the Hogue overmolded stock, which is actually what I have right here, thanks to my buddy Jeff. So if you are going to be using either one of those, the length of the screws or the bolts, depending on what you're using, needed are included there. For this Hogue stock, it's this 5/16 by 24, 5/16 by 18 by 6-inch bolt, using 2 lock washers plus the included flat washer that Hogue includes with their stock. So there's that. Here's the adapter. You will notice that the top portion of the adapter here looks like any standard AR pistol grip. It's got the little hole here for the spring for your selector, and mounting screw goes in from the bottom. They did include the new mounting screw, and they also included a 5/16 by 18, if I can get it out of here, there we go, 5/16 by 18 lock nut, nylock nut, which drops down into this recess in the stock, and that's what your bolt mount screws into. So I'm going to assemble the stock real quick before I actually try to put it on the rifle. So the long bolt drops through the stock, or the short one, depending on which stock you're running. I guess it would help if I grabbed the right socket. Yeah, there we go. That makes a big difference. Trying to get the bolt to start without cross-threading it. Here's a little bit fun. Be a little easier to do probably if I could have a better feel for it. Can't tell. It appears I may have got it that time. Find out here. Yeah, that feels right. It's just the nylock. All right, nice and tight. Reassemble the stock here. So this is sort of like a combination between installing an AR-15 pistol grip and a shotgun stock. A little bit of both. Neither of which are rocket science by any means. So, and nor do they take any real out of the ordinary tools. Half-inch socket, an extension, Phillips screwdriver, and an Allen wrench. Not much to it. So, let's see here. All right, buttstock is on there. Now you can see the stock has been affixed to the adapter. Now let's go ahead and remove the, let me remove this upper here real fast. All right, so get this Thordsden stock out of the way. Sadly, it has not been dry around my house here on my days off in weeks, so I have not been able to get anything out to shoot lately, and it's not forecast to be dry on a non-work day for me here, still for a little short time to come. So I won't be able to get this thing on the range to give it a go that way, actually firing it anytime within the next few days. So I'm just doing this install video for now. Let's see here, nope, I'm gonna have to use this one, the one that they provided. And grab an Allen wrench here. All right. And I see why they gave you the small-headed Allen bolt. It's kind of a tight fit in there. There's a lot of stuff going on right in that small little location. You got both the nut for the stock mount and the Allen bolt from the headbutt stock adapter. So let's put this back together. As you can see, installation is not all that difficult. It took me, what, a couple seconds there. Just handling it feels good. I can easily operate the safety. And let me put the camera back where it belongs. All right, so as you saw, the installation on that is real simple. Nothing different than mounting a shotgun stock on a shotgun or installing a pistol grip on an AR. This particular gun has a buffer tube cover on it. If I were going to use this, I would either have something like this buffer tube cover, or possibly use an AR pistol that has a little foam on the buffer tube, because now when I shoulder the rifle, my cheek is resting right directly on that buffer tube. Not that a buffer tube is going to necessarily do any damage to you. However, on the ends of some of my buffer tubes, I found that they've got a really square corner, and bumping that on your cheek when you go to shoulder this, I mean, it's not going to do any permanent damage, but it could be uncomfortable. So, it would take a little bit to get used to. It doesn't shoulder exactly like a standard AR, but something that I could get used to. The nice part about it, not that you really need it on an AR-15, but if you choose to use either this Hogue overmolded stock or even the Magpul stock, it's one thing about shotgun stocks, they've really got nice soft butt pads. So if you were shooting a larger caliber AR rather than a standard 5.56, that might be a plus to using something like this setup. The one thing I can say for this is you can reach all the controls just like you can with a standard AR, even with the pistol grip, or I'm sorry, without the pistol grip. So there's that going for it. This is definitely a solid option if you're going to be going or considering going to a featureless rifle. So as you saw, installation is very simple. This is a very solid, well-built item, as are all the products I've tested from Exile Machine thus far. Unfortunately, not sure based on the way the weather is when I'll be able to get out on the range and try this, but hopefully it will at least be not raining here one of these days coming up soon. All right, so as luck would have it, the weather cleared up and the range is not quite as much a swamp as it normally is in the wet weather. So at least I have a dry spot to shoot, and it's allowed me to get out here and give the Exile Machine Headbutt stock adapter a shot here. So this is, as you saw in the installation video, this piece right here is the Exile Machine Headbutt stock adapter. Uses a Mossberg 500 shotgun stock. And it, so long as all the rest of your rifle components meet it, this qualifies as a featureless rifle. So, without a whole lot more talking, let's get to shooting. All right. Oh, by the way, this is the same rifle I put it on in the installation video. It's a James Madison Tactical Lower and a Faxon Firearms ARAC 21 Upper. Currently, it's in 300 Blackout. So. See what we got here. Ten-round mags run empty awfully quick. All right, so one thing I'm finding right now, let me clear the gun. Empty chamber. One thing I'm finding right now, as this is the first time I shot it, I was kind of afraid this might be an issue. Stock is right here. You shoulder the stock like normal. The cheek weld is really, really high. Not a huge issue, except when you use standard height AR sights, whether it's a red dot, iron sights, whatever. So, thinking this maybe was going to be a problem, just from dry shouldering it inside the shop, I brought out another Optic with a low mount on it. So I'm going to go ahead and kill the video for right now, swap out optics, and see if that makes a difference. All right, so quick optic swap. This is a Vortex Spark I've had laying around with a flush mount on it, so no riser at all. And when I bring it up to sights, now it feels much more natural. Doesn't look normal on top of an AR, but when you shoulder it, it feels right. So let me give that a shot and see if it feels any different actually shooting. Let me get this rubber band a little further down so it doesn't get jammed into the mag well. There we go. Let me just remove that so it doesn't get jammed into the mag well. There we go. All right, so, no, clear the gun again here. So that makes a huge difference in the way, how easy this is to shoulder and fire. So if this was the route I was going to go, realize that you're going to have to put, most likely, unless you've got a giraffe neck, you're going to have to put a lower optic on the top of your gun. Otherwise, you kind of have to shoulder it really low or stretch your head up to get your head on sights. With a low mount optic, whether it's iron sights, red dot, or magnified optic, it's a fairly natural shouldering position. And again, I may not be a fan of the looks. I'm not a fan of the looks of any of these solutions, so don't hold that against this. This is actually a very well made part, and it functions as it's supposed to. So the link to the product will be in in my video description. And on that note, I'm going to get back to doing some shooting here.